somebody just put the fabric over you and they are tailoring the perfect dress to your body. And with every session, with every cut, with every tweak, with every detail, it becomes more and more aligned for you. But first, you kind of have to drape that fabric over you, and you have to be in the space of, okay, we're going to outline where we intend for this to go. And then we're going to continue to refine and refine and refine that. So for our moment this week, I wanted to talk about something that came up in my journaling session this morning. And it's the idea of setting the intention versus trying on the belief. And if you're impatient like me, or if you're just in a space of really wanting things to change or trying to figure out why they aren't changing, I think this will give you a different perspective. So I shared this on my stories this morning, and I will add a highlight to my Instagram page. So if you guys want to go back and do these journaling prompts, they will be there as I share them with you. But I've been going through this kind of conversation with friends recently, and the idea of just really digging into these thoughts that we assume are reality, these things that we've been conditioned to believe, the ways in which we've been structured by society to exist in our world, and how much of it is actually true and how much of it is just inherited BS. Now, to give context to this, I have been journaling really heavily around two things for the last month or so: money and fame. And fame in whatever capacity you want to experience it, that word can be kind of triggering it. But the idea that I'm creating this space online, I'm being seen by more people, what does that look like? And what are the stories I have around that experience? And I've learned a lot about the energy of fame in the last month or so. I learned a lot about it in the last few years as I've been kind of picking and digging away at it. And I'm sure I'll do a future episode on that. But as I've been exploring this space, and even more so, what is my experience with being seen on certain platforms? Because I think we have certain expectations on certain platforms, and we feel totally safe to be more seen on one platform because it feels like the energy is really great there. But then maybe you go viral or you get seen on another platform and it feels like the comments are just hateful and mean and rude. And as I've been going through that, I've been giving myself the space to look at the patterns, to see what's happening already as recurring in my reality, because that is what I'm an energetic match for. And as annoying as it is to identify these patterns, they're honestly so helpful because you can't fix what you can't see. And if you have a pattern, then that means that's something that you can see, and that's something that you can change. But let's get back to our original topic, setting the intentions versus trying on the belief. I think when we're looking to change something in our reality, we do both at the same time. And then sometimes we find it a little bit easier to just set the intention. Like, we're in a space where we can set the intention and we can immediately put on a belief and it can be clear. But sometimes we can set the intention and then along the way, getting to the space of where that is our true reality, we're consistently trying on beliefs. We're consistently trying it on and seeing what fits for us, what feels for us. It's like somebody just put the fabric over you and they are tailoring the perfect dress to your body. And with every session, with every cut, with every tweak, with every detail, it becomes more and more aligned for you. But first, you kind of have to drape that fabric over you, and you have to be in the space of, okay, we're going to outline where we intend for this to go. And then we're going to continue to refine and refine and refine that. And I think it's important to have both when you're looking to make shifts, because when you're trying on beliefs, you're really going to get into mucky stuff. You're going to have to start sorting through the uncomfortable stuff. You're going to be looking at the spaces where those things don't align for you, where maybe it feels a little bit more uncomfortable because you're having to dig in deeper and say, okay, well, where did this come from? Or how much of this belief is really woven into this identity of I have assumed as fact for myself, and what does it look like for me to let it go, and how can I let it go, and how can I be free of this, and how much am I just clinging onto without my knowledge? Some of it subconscious, some of it conscious, some of it is just reaffirmed by patterns in my everyday life. It's a continual process. But I think what really helps and what empowers us is when we set the intention as well as start trying on the beliefs. So you want to get better at money, you want to have more money, you want to feel more comfortable with money. Maybe you're in a cycle of feeling like you're always an energetic match for debt. Maybe you're in a cycle of only being able to pay the minimum on all of your credit cards or on all of your bills. Maybe you're in a cycle of just, you don't feel abundant with money. You're in a could be okay place, not the best place. And your intention is, I want to feel more abundant with money. I want to feel stronger with money. I want to feel more capable of money. I want to insert whatever the case may be for you. The intention is the moment you decide. The intention is you choosing to realize that you have power in your life. The intention is you deciding that whatever has been your reality no longer has to be your reality. And it's the moment you really take back your power. Now, in saying that, does this have to be a long process? I think it depends on where you are in your journey. I think it's always going to depend on what part of life you're in, what tools you have, how long you've been doing this, so on and so forth. I think RRT is really great for helping you break through some of those things that maybe are the beliefs that are in your brain that you just don't know are there, or are really sticky. And it's something that I'm absolutely going to be doing when I get off of this podcast today. And I know there are individual practitioners for this. I haven't explored that yet. I will probably be doing so in the future, and we'll let you know. But I feel like this is a great place to start. If you've been feeling stuck, if you've been a little unsure of the situation, or maybe you just need to hear this phrase differently. A lot of times we talk about with manifesting, getting clear on what you want, and then becoming aware of the beliefs that say you can and can't have that. And that is very much the vibe for a lot of us, but it also might be that you need to set the intention for how you want to feel. When you use the word want, I think a lot of times we think of having something, buying something, like the car in the driveway, the partner, the really specific experience. And the word it means the same thing. We're obviously asking the same question, but that might not be the first thing that we think of when somebody says, what do you want? So what is your intention? What is the relationship that you would feel the most abundant with? Where do you want to change the way that this works for you? And utilize that as your question for want. So for me, I intend to have a really great relationship with my community online. I intend to show up. I intend to allow myself to feel supported. I intend to be open to the fact that people want to see the things that I'm posting and are excited about the content that I'm posting, and that want to engage with me and talk about the stuff that I'm sharing in a positive way. And I go back to that intention every single day. As I'm saying it to you guys, it's something that I get to go back to every single day. And then I get to look at the beliefs and the experiences and the patterns that are occurring in my reality that don't support that. But I hope this helps you guys this week. I hope it helps you reframe some things that maybe you've been stuck on, because you just needed the words to come out differently for your brain to get it. You maybe are trying to manifest the $10,000, but really what you want is to feel the freedom in money. You intend to feel abundant in money. You intend to feel supported with money. You intend to feel like money is always there for you, and you never have to worry about bills being paid on time, or saving, or getting to buy the things that you want. And that power is almost stronger for you than the number, because sometimes the number is just the number, and we can assign a lot of feelings and emotions to the number, but we can also completely take ourselves out with all of our concerns and all of our worries about achieving that number, because we aren't fully attuned to our intentions for what it actually means for us to have said number. You want to dive more into mindset shifting and kind of changing your perspective on these things and really understanding how the energy of a situation works, I would highly recommend Turning Shit into Gold. It's by Amanda Francis. It's a course that I have taken, love, and use consistently in every area of my life. I feel like really diving into the reflection of energy for me is something that I go back to consistently. But I'm also a really big fan of the fact that sometimes our brain just needs to hear the words in a different pattern. And this has been one of my favorites. It's not on sale right now, but you can always buy it, I believe. I think it's just one of those things that goes at a more reduced rate at some point. So I will leave it linked in the show notes for you if you want to expand that mindset. But make sure you're subscribed for a new episode. If you want more journal prompts, again, this week's prompts are on my IG stories. And this is a great way to just kind of dig in if maybe you don't know what you want, or you don't know where maybe you want to start changing. If it all just feels bad, if it all feels really overwhelming, if you feel really just kind of trapped in a cycle of things aren't getting better, this might be the thing that helps you just unlock that mindset a little bit more. So I will leave all of that information linked for you in the show notes as well. Wherever you are in the world, I hope you are all having a beautiful week, that you are finding love and light in the midst of a lot of things happening in the world right now. But I love you, it is a good day to have a good day. And I will see you all or talk to you all in next week's episode. Bye, guys.